Now look, I was outside today, right? So I was like, oh, let me get up, wash my ass, and do like, normal things like follow these paperwork, start working, do my readings, da 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 da. So I told you guys that I was like working on these court documents, and when I filed these court documents to get the bank levy, so I have my judgment and everything. This is just to get the bank levy. I told them in the system, I said, hey, can you actually reject that? I want to submit some other documents. And my rabbit told me, Mom, there's going to be something that happens, and you're going to put it in the court document, and that's going to stop something. So look what just got started. I just want to show you how ratchet this is, and this is why white people have no business playing with people of color with magic. Look at this. So the first thing is I caught this dude, fake license plate, but he's from Georgia. But the funny thing is, this dude is involved in a case. I'm just gonna do that real quick. This dude is involved in a case because I don't want the wrong people getting this license plate and starting a bunch of bullshit and drama. But I just needed to show the DAs on here that use this because they can't reach me in my email, which is why several people at Mimecast and Google and three other like email providers went to prison. So what ended up happening was this dude been following me around. He came from Atlanta out here to play with the Dream Machine. He was staying at the hostel from Atlanta. Okay, caught in the act. But the funny thing is, look what is right across the street, Midtown. Because I lived in Midtown. I lived in Midtown. The police station right down the street, it's called the Midtown Police Station. Midtown. My apartment was in Midtown. Come tell me that this is a lie. Now, there's something with plumbing here because there's a building and the plumbing got shut down because they were using like these different things like, oh, you swallow these eggs, they run the technology for you, and then you just shit it out when it's done. That's what the fuck they were doing, and that's why the Department of Defense was buying egg warmers. And look what got started here with egg warmers. And look now what got started with the plumbing. Right. So then I went to the store, right? And I was like, oh, look at this dude has tarot tattoos on his leg. And one is a death card and one is the lovers. Yeah, he watches my channel. He's probably gonna be like, "Oh no, whoa!" I want to say something so bad, like, "High Priest, have you seen my channel?" Now, the last thing though is this name Remedios. Because in my last video, the one I just posted, I said that there's a group of people that they're aliens. They're like Spanish, they're Latin aliens. They played in the Spanish community and they were starting shit with Esla Blon. Now, the funny thing is, I mentioned Esclava Blanca and I mentioned Carmen Eguiluz, right? And then I mentioned Rexelius and then I mentioned Eugenia. But then there's Remedios. And I saw this at the library. Because the librarian, she said, oh, I have this checked out because she's one of the ones that was playing games with people's kids. And two kids went missing from this branch. Right. But then the funny thing is, this branch library, I can show you, it's shutting down the library. I got an email about it. They didn't know that. The library is shutting down for 2 months so they can unbury the body that they buried here. And so they can fix the Wi-Fi and reconfigure all of the like LAN, Ethernet and stuff like that because they were up here like watching child pornography and shut it down. They came here when I was sitting here just to show like, hey Queen, they sent us out here the city. They said like it was an emergency maintenance request for the internet because they caught two people on the computer that came here. They followed me to the library. They got on the computer and then they were playing with the Wi-Fi, watching child pornography and starting shit and they got caught. One of them has since been arrested. And it's because they were starting shit at the library. How did that just happen in less than 10 minutes? And this explosive, ridiculous nonsense that you started with magic, and now everyone's seeing this. This is going to be used in court. Because how did that happen? Thank you. And stop playing with me. And stop playing with fucking magic. And stop playing with these kids.